Mr. Speaker, about 14 months ago, much-loved Ipswich man, Richard Day, walked back about midnight after a night out with his brother. Walked back, about 35, 36 years old. He was set upon by 3 youths who attacked him. One of the youths punched him in the neck, and that was a fatal blow. And as Richard lay dying on the floor, they stood over him laughing and rifled through his pockets to steal his belongings. The individual who threw the fatal punch was actually awaiting sentencing for another similar crime. The people of Ipswich are shocked that that individual was given a sentence of only 4 years in the youth offenders industry. He'll be let out automatically halfway through. He's already served 14 months on remand, so in 10 months he'll be back out, presumably on the streets of Ipswich. My constituents are furious that justice has not been done, and there's also a question about public safety of my constituents if he's back out on the streets of Ipswich. Will the Leader of the House, in government time, find time for us to debate sentences such as these and what we can do to restore the trust of the British people in our criminal justice system?
Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my honourable friend raises a deeply troubling case, and the sadness for Mr. Day's family and the burden that they will carry for their lives is one of unimaginable distress. And it's very hard in these circumstances to go through the reassurances about the government tackling crime seriously. Of course it does. But it is where general national policy meets the individual circumstance. And it is so important that in the individual circumstance, the right, the appropriate, the just sentence is passed. Parliament does give the power to the courts to do this. The maximum penalty for manslaughter is a life sentence. We do have independent courts. But it would be wrong to pretend that our courts always get the individual judgments right, and it is therefore quite proper. People like my honourable friend seeking redress of grievance for their constituents raise these matters in the House, so that the judiciary may know what concern there is when light sentences are passed on people who, by a violent murder, have destroyed the happiness of a family.